Every time I hear we'll just build our GTM team in-house, I already know what's about to happen. Pipeline slows down, SDR morale dips, the CRM gets half configured, automations are stitched together by someone learning on YouTube at midnight, and leadership starts asking, why does this feel harder than it actually should? This is one of the most common objections I hear from CROs, founders, and RevOps leaders. And I get it. I've been that founder myself. I've told myself, we're smart. We'll just hire someone and figure it out. What I learned the hard way is this. In-house GTM teams rarely fail because it's impossible. It fails because it's quietly destroying speed and ROI. So let me put it clearly for you. There are 3 hidden costs of building GTM teams in-house that no one budgets for: role complexity, ramp drag, and opportunity cost. I'm Bob Shu, founder of RevSync. We help B2B companies with proven product market fit scale predictable pipeline by cleaning up their CRM, defining and redefining their ICP, deploying AI-powered omnichannel outbound systems that actually convert. So let's get into this. Cost number 1, role complexity, the unicorn myth. The old belief is that you can hire one strong GTM person and they'll handle everything: automations, CRM workflows, ICP redefinement, messaging, deliverability, reporting, strategy. That person does not exist in the level you need them to. If you actually want high-functioning outbound engine, here's what it requires at minimum. You need an automation specialist who can build enhancement workflows, connect tools like Clay, manage inbox infra, and ensure deliverability and that it stays healthy. You then need a GTM engineer who understands offer creation, CRM architecture, segmentation logic, pipeline tracking, and how data flows across systems. And you need a strategist who aligns ICP, messaging, targeting, revenue, and math while coordinating the other 2 roles. That's 3 skill sets, not 1. Even conservatively, that's around $15K per month in just salary before tools benefit or management bandwidth. And that's assuming you find competent people who learn quickly. Most founders underestimate this because they assume complexity is tactical. Well, it's not. It's architectural. I've tried doing this internally in the past. I hired smart people, talented operators, but what killed momentum wasn't intelligence. It wasn't coordination. One person's waiting on CRM cleanup, another is waiting on messaging approval, strategy stuck in Slack threads, meanwhile, pipeline didn't move. That exact friction is why I created RevSync. I keep seeing companies stuck on this middle ground. Smart teams, good products, but fragmented GTM execution. So we built a specialized coordinated unit that plugs directly in your team with already experienced people and already tested systems. Not because in-house is impossible, but because speed matters more than pride. Now let's talk about the second hidden cost. Cost number 2, ramp drag, the silent momentum killer. When you hire internally, the first 30 to 60 days is not execution. They're learning your ICP, your CRM, your sales processes, your data gaps, your internal politics, and even the best hires will need that before they're actually effective. That time is invisible on your P&L, but it's lethal to velocity. Imagine you're a CRO under board pressure. Pipeline coverage is very thin. You decide to build outbound in-house. 2 months later, the hire is still mapping workflows and testing subject lines. Outbound is almost ready, quote unquote. SDRs are waiting, leadership is waiting, revenue is also waiting. That delay compounds over time. When we deploy a GTM engine, we're not learning fundamentals from scratch. We've seen broken CRMs, messy ICPs, and deliverability disasters before. We can stand up a working system within 2 to 4 weeks and start optimizing immediately, while an internal hire is still setting up dashboards. That time delta is the difference between stagnation and acceleration. And I say this with empathy because I've personally underestimated ramp time. I've told myself, we'll just onboard fast, but onboarding is not the same as competence. Real GTM performance comes from a pattern recognition, knowing what breaks before it breaks. Now here's the third and most expensive cost. Cost number 3, opportunity cost, the one that no one actually measures. Founders obsess over saving money. They rarely measure lost momentum. While you're building in-house, your competitors are shipping. They're refining messaging, they're booking meetings, they're closing. Markets do not pause while you experiment. GTM is a speed game. If you delay 3 months trying to build internally, what did that cost in missed conversations, in delayed deals, in lost positioning? Those numbers never show up neatly in a spreadsheet, but they're real. And this is where the real question changes. The wrong question is, can we do this in-house? Of course you can. The right question is, can we afford the time, labor, drag, and opportunity cost while we figure it out? That's a strategic question, not a budget question. Now let me be clear. I'm not an anti-in-house person. If you're early stage, low urgency, and building slowly, internal GTM development might make sense long term. But if you're at product market fit and trying to scale velocity, this is your biggest lever. Clean data, defined ICP, integrated omnichannel outreach, tight feedback loops from sales transcripts into messaging. When those pieces align, outbound really compounds. When they're fragmented, it feels like everyone is working and nothing is really accelerating. And that's exactly why RevSync exists. We noticed that teams don't need more random tactics. They need pre-aligned, specialized GTM unit that could deploy fast and remove coordination friction and start generating signals immediately. So instead of hiring 3 people hoping they mesh, companies plug into the team that already has the playbook built and battle tested. Not because you can't build it in-house, but because building it slowly is too expensive. You're sitting there right now feeling the friction. Messy CRM, inconsistent outbound, internal debates about who owns that. That's not a motivation issue. It's an architecture issue. Here's what I recommend. Map out what building your GTM engine in-house would actually require. Roles, salary, ramp time, tool stack, and management overhead. Then estimate the opportunity cost of moving slower than your market. If you want us to help you pressure test that decision, book a quick call with us and we'll walk you through the math transparently. If in-house genuinely makes sense for your stage, I'll tell you. Just remember this. In GTM, speed equals ROI. And in-house quietly destroys both when you underestimate what it actually takes.